Good day, everybody. I'm Jailbird Earl with Jailbird Earl Jr., and we are talking about the second book of Wings of Fire, The Lost Heir, and it is the story of Tsunami and her friends. And so it's the second book of the Dragonaut Prophecies.
Not Dragonite, Dragonette.
Dragonet. Sorry. So,
What's the place of
what's this about, Jailbird Earl Jr.?
Someone going home.
Somebody going home.
Yeah.
Who's going home?
Tsunami.
Alright, so what's the plot?
The plot. Well, the plot is many things. So let's break this down. First, the setting, the ocean. Second, the actual setting, which is the underwater palace and the summer palace and a beach.
Yeah, so that's the setting. The ocean and many islands and stuff. So what's going on?
I just said Tsunami's going home.
All right, she's going home.
But that's not the whole book. She gets home at around chapter something. It's been a while.
First chapter, she gets home. So what's
yes?
She's on the beach. Yeah,
that's
she's
not
on
her
the beach.
Home.
Well, it's in the territory of the Sea Wings Kingdom.
Well, yeah, but it's not home.
Right.
I mean, like you'd say. I mean, like we could be. we could be standing out in the yard, but this is our house. Well,
right,
I mean,
that's
our home is the house, not the yard.
So, anyways, it's about Tsunami, who happens to be a princess. And in the first book, we discovered that her favorite story is The Lost Princess, and it turns out that The Lost Princess was written by her
mother.
By her mother. Right.
Because her mother, and it was for her.
Yeah.
In the actual thing, and because it was actually what she wanted.
Yep.
And what's really silly is that it's like their first meeting with her mother actually was like line for line of the actual story that was written.
Right. Yep. So her mom wrote the story, The Lost Princess, which happens to be Tsunami's favorite story, and her mom does a lot of stories, propaganda, basically.
Yeah, it's required in reading school.
Right, yeah, you have to read her stories, and supposedly they're actually good stories, I guess.
Well, I mean, you never really get a fair point of view.
Right, because they're all by her subjects.
They're all biased.
And they all talk about how good it is around her. So, so Tsunami...
No one dares backmouth the queen.
Right. But she's not as bad as the other queens that we've run into.
No, her punishments are a little severe, though.
Yes, when she gets mad. Okay, so we're still working on the plot. So the plot is Tsunami returns home.
Her friends give her grief.
Yeah. Well,
throughout basically the whole story.
Not really. No, they're not in the half of the story because.
Well, yeah, they're too busy.
The grief she receives is from
her own herself.
Yeah, her own thoughts and memory.
And
about
it was
stuff.
partly from her friends, and then it was from her.
Right.
So she had very good reason to give herself grief too.
Okay. Well, we're still working on the plot. So the plot is she returns home and she finds out that somebody is killing the queen's eggs, and
also mysteriously the guards. So running out of guards.
Right. Nobody
wants them.
Yeah, nobody wants to guard the queen's eggs.
Yeah, and for very good reason, which we will not tell yet.
Yeah, and then so the plot is who's killing the queen's eggs, and
no, that's the question. Not the plot.
Well, yeah, that's the question. That's the mystery. And then, that's basically the plot.
It's a very simple plot.
Yeah.
Very straightforward.
Right. Exactly. So, I don't know. Trying to figure out what else to say.
Well, I mean, that's all we can really do without giving spoilers, though.
Yeah. Spoilers, yeah.
Because, like, this book is, like... it's full of information for if you're doing spoilers, but if you're not doing spoilers, then it's like like awkward moments after that. So
let's talk about some of the things we liked about the book.
Yes.
So what are some things you liked about the book?
I think the irony of some of the first and second book put together there.
Yeah, there's some irony.
There's some pretty good irony there.
Yeah, and we'll get that too in a minute.
Luck.
I like how we get to Tsunami's mind. In the first book, Clay sees her as a very tough dragon.
She is.
In this book, we get to see her own thoughts and stuff. And she's still a tough dragon, but she seems to care a lot about what other people think about her, I think.
Yeah. Like, she's And then when people think think of her the way she's not trying to be thought of, she gets a little upset because she's like, "What am I doing wrong?
Right. Yeah. So she's very.
What did I do?"
Yeah. And so also another thing I like about this book is because Clay has his own book. The first is about Clay. In the first one, we see him now as a side character, and we get to see how Tsunami sees Clay, and he's always hungry, and his stomach's always growling.
I mean, that's there's no surprise from the first
Yeah.
book either. He's thinking about food.
Right, and but he seems to, just like in the first book, he's very supportive of Tsunami. I don't think when she does something wrong at the first one, I don't think he's as big as a critic as the other ones.
No, he doesn't really give anyone grief.
No.
He's more of like, hey, you can do better next time, but that's about all. That's where it goes. That's the start of the journey and that's the end of the journey. It doesn't have anything in between. It's just boom, boom, and he's over it.
Right, and in this book, we see that there's more of a what would you call a disagreement, a battle, I guess, between Glory and Tsunami.
Oh my gosh!
They're friends, but they disagree a lot, and Glory gives her a lot of grief, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Glory gives everyone a lot of grief.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And so in this one we do see Glory's personality a lot more, which I like, because in the first one she's basically in a cage and she's separated from the other dragons.
She's not in a cage.
In the first one, isn't she?
She's
tied to something.
She's tied to something, like on a tree or something.
An ornament thing. Okay, are we ready?
She's a decoration.
Right. So what's some things you disliked about this movie, about this book?
If it was a movie, I'd be very happy. Although, I don't know what it'd be rated.
I don't know. It would be very good. I think it would be a good TV series.
Yeah.
Like the Prince, like the Dragon Prince.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah.
So.
What's some things you thought the might better do better?
It's honestly been a while since I have read this book. I just know it. I just like the book, but it probably. That's the sound of my brain breaking.
Maybe I'll go first while you're still thinking.
Okay, just give me 5 hours.
I'm not gonna give you 5 hours. Okay, so I think some things are left open. Such as we know that the story involves who's trying to kill or who's destroying the queen's eggs, but you got like a subplot with her brother, with the queen's brother, whose name is Shark, right?
He's a grumpy guy,
and there's no really closure on him because it seems like he is shady in many ways, that he might be in on the plot. Or no, not on the plot, but knows what's actually happening.
I
to
think
the
it's more
queen's
like,
eggs.
I think it's more like he's just a big grump. Like he just hates everybody.
Right. So there's not very much with that, and I don't know much really to dislike. It's better than the first one, and yeah, I mean there's not much substance really. It could be a little bit more to it. But it's like it's good for what the author is trying to do. With, I guess we should say the book is written by Tui Sutherland. Forgot to mention that at the beginning. Tui T Sutherland. Yeah. So let's get to the spoiler part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, we're gonna have to do a different video though. We don't have enough time on this one.
Okay. So this is the first one. This is our thoughts. Okay. Now we redid our grading of books, or our reviews, to don't recommend, recommend with caution, and highly recommend. So what is your grading on this?
Recommend with caution.
All right.
Mainly because of one part. If you don't like reading descriptive things on blood, yet again, this is a pretty gory part in this book.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not big on that, you should definitely be cautioned for it. So recommend with caution, but like if you're totally fine with it, I'd be like, go ahead and recommend it to whoever. But like, just be careful because everyone has like their own little preference, and if someone doesn't like reading about blood, then like you should probably say like, hey, there's this part in here. So
right, I don't think
it's a great book. I love the book, but like I'm just saying that one part might disturb a few people.
Okay, I would say go ahead and recommend it. I recommend it. I like the characters. All the characters return from the first book. Uh, they're all the same, and she got enjoyable characters you can relate to. And if you're just looking for a quick read, it's very good. If you're looking for something deeper,
Probably not this.
yeah,
This book.
These,
Considering
this
book,
whole series is probably not what you're looking for, but it's good. It's entertaining, and the mystery part of it's not really much mystery. I guess one thing she could have done is maybe add, or maybe gave a little more foretelling about who is actually killing or destroying the eggs.
Yeah, because it was kind of, it didn't give any foreshadowing to the actual killer at all. Like, it was totally like,
Right.
Like, whoa! Did not see that one coming.
Right.
And the thing is, though, is that the only foreshadowing it actually gave was after the killer was discovered.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I couldn't use that information.
If you like Scooby-Doo, you'll like this mystery. That's basically...
You'll never solve it, though.
Scooby-Doo mystery.
It's impossible to solve, though.
Right.
Actually, that is one thing that's wrong with it. It's impossible to solve without reading the whole book. Because there's nothing, no clues to who is doing it. I mean, like, there's clues to suggest certain people, but they're not the ones that you think. But, like, and then you'd see this, and it's just like, what? Where did this come from?
Yep. So we both recommend this. We will now make a video about some spoilers, get some detail more about the characters, what we, some of the
actions,
events that we liked in the book.
Yep.
And so we hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and subscribe. We only got one subscriber, and I know who that is. And we'll.
They live with us. We are lonely.
Actually, they talk to you right. They're talking to you right now. So until next time, see you later.